This is Jim Jones, man. Diplomat capo status. We out in Miami, man. Memorial Day weekend, B. If y'all didn't read the sound scan, we the boys, man. Holla at us, man. 225, holla, man. Go get that album, come home with me, man. You dig? Violation, holla.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to ThrowBLKs, presented by Black Print. I am J5, here with Josh Pease.
Josh Pease.
MC in the building. We throwing it up.
What's going on, pals?
The funniest shit I ever heard was on the Jim Jones. It was like the Miami DVD he had. It came with the album.
Yeah.
When somebody from Bird Gang said, "Throw that shit up like a dirt bike." And I was like, yeah, that's one of the funniest. That was one of the funniest things I ever heard of. I was like, oh my God. But big show today. Obviously, ThrowBLKs is our look back at a classic album from the past that was kind of like, you know, influential to us, but it could have been influential to the culture in any way, shape, or form. So we've already done 2 episodes of this already. We did Rick Ross's Deeper Than Rap. We did 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying. And now we're kind of running through like some of our old young classics.
Yeah, we're in this like early 2000s bag a lot. Like we need to expand a little bit. I think the next one, we always listen to suggestions from the fans. So Patreon subscribers, let us know what y'all want next.
Yeah.
Deeper Than Rap was one that came from the fans. So yeah, let us know. But you know, early 2000s, that's my formative years.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like
we were in 2003 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I feel like 50 Cent even liked our ThrowBLKs a couple months ago because now he's doing a whole tour of it 20 years later.
Yeah.
Our influence. Right. Hey, look at us. But
that's how it is, man.
Influence or insider knowledge.
Absolutely.
One or the other.
I gotta say though, the Rick Ross episode I feel like was really great because it helped us delve into conversations about just really how the game was going at the time.
Yeah, no, definitely. It gave you kind of like an idea of the climate and just what was going on. And even just how Ross emerged as this hip hop superstar. And now, you know, you see today he's doing car shows. He's beefing with Envy. beefing with the county of Atlanta or Cobb County, wherever it is, the Cobb County. He's everywhere. So shout out to Ross, man. Definitely one of our stars that came in those years. And yeah, man, we're on to another one.
Yeah.
You know, a Cam.
Yeah,
and
Cameron.
just like look at what Cam's done in the last. I'm just talking about right now, currently in the last 6 months with just the sports show and him and Mace kind of having their reunion.
It's perfect timing.
Man, it's perfect timing.
Super perfect.
Yeah.
So this month, obviously, as you see from the title of this episode, is Diplomatic Community. This is something that a lot of people have been like, they can't wait to talk about it, or for us to talk about it rather. Diplomats, Cameron, that's one of my favorite topics.
Yeah, no, I'm the biggest Diplomats fan, and I'll take that back. I'm not the biggest because there's tons of big Diplomat fans out there. You, our good friend Jeremy of DVD Couture,
absolutely.
Mark. I know everyone that came up in that time are just so influenced by Diplomats in some form or fashion, and it's even like the Diplomats family tree because you got like, you know, Bird Gang and Jim Jones and just the other day I was talking to my homie Matt and he's like Stack Bundles is his favorite rapper.
Yeah.
And it's like that's from that family tree. So yeah, man, shout out to the Dips. You know, when they were coming up, I was a big Purple City Bird Gang fan.
Why did you like the D team? We're gonna get into the different
they were like the
teams, like
NWO Black and White. Yeah, we always talk about the NWO Black and White for some reason. I don't know why. But I liked them just because like they were like the real swag of it all. And like when you looked under the hood, you're like, okay, these are the dudes that's really in the streets.
Right.
Selling weed at the moment. Like Shice Bub, shout out to what he's built with Smokers Club.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, no, I was a big Purple City Bird Gang fan. I'm blanking on his name. It's Shice Bubs.
Shice Bubs.
What was the light skinned nigga name?
Aguilar.
I ended up meeting him randomly. This was like probably like 2009, maybe 2010. Yeah. I met him at like Magic, one of those agenda showcases or whatever. And I was just like geeked out. I was like, bro, I got a photo and everything.
Because Aguilar also has a classic song in Grand Theft Auto 3.
Oh yeah.
If y'all remember that. If we gonna give this all that we got.
Yeah, man.
Ding, ding. Game Radio. Shout out to everybody who played GTA 3. I mean, one of his best lines is "Welcome to the gangster world of Aguilar." Whereas
me and my niggas, my bitches, my guns, and my cars.
There you go.
Hey man,
I kill these rap stars.
Perfect song.
I like ride around with a gangster broad. You know how much GTA is instilled in our brains?
Yes,
it's scary almost.
It's super scary, yo, for sure. But to start off, because this is gonna be quite a lengthy episode, because we got I want to go through, and when I came up with the show, the run of show, I was like, there's such a great lore with Cameron and the Diplomats, because the Diplomats were always there in the background, like in the shadows. They were always there, but Cameron was in the forefront. So I want to go back 2 years before Big L passed away, where Cameron meets Notorious B.I.G. and Notorious B.I.G. says, "Yo, you the future. This guy's up next." Then now Cam, he's from Harlem. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the the borough, isn't there like some type of borough thing between Harlem and Brooklyn and all that stuff? Or was that just back then?
Absolutely a thing. It's funny though, Biggie was one of those guys that always blurred those lines. I feel like he always just reached out to people from different boroughs. And like, I don't know, like even when you think about Biggie, he was signed to Bad Boy, which, Puff is originally from Harlem. Right. Some people would say upstate New York, but but he claimed Harlem. But yeah, so Biggie was always one of those guys that was just like, I'm just trying to reunite the city.
The city.
Yeah.
Right. So he meets Biggie, then kind of goes over, Mace obviously knows Cam, and they form a relationship, or they've already formed a relationship from their childhood, and Cameron gets signed to Lance Rivera in Entertainment. Remember Entertainment?
Entertainment.
Entertainment.
Yeah. They also had I think they had Charlie Baltimore.
Yeah, Charlie Baltimore. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what's funny now is that Lance actually has a new Vlad TV interview out.
Oh, shit, really?
Watching that?
I haven't peeped.
He actually said that he felt as though Cam signing to Rockefeller was a shot at him. It was basically to ruin his whole operation. But Cam would say later, even during that time, Cam would say, "Hey, the opportunity with Lance just wasn't right for me."
Yeah, I mean, Lance wasn't really I don't like Lance shit wasn't really popping off, and after the whole Jay situation, it probably wasn't gonna pop off.
He talks about the Jay situation.
Yeah.
I know Vlad is Vlad, but like I feel like sometimes he kind of gets a really cool guest on there.
Yeah,
and the Lance interviews were pretty dope.
I would assume it's like a funny time too for Cam. Like you're probably like a couple months or at least a year after Big passed. Big ends up being one of the bigger supporters of Cam. Now that he's gone, your career is in different hands. Mm-hmm. Who knows how much Lance was invested into, Children of the Corn with him, Mace, L, Bloodshed, things of that nature. Yeah. And now you're, trusting your career in a much different time, which ends up leading towards the remainder of his career, which we're going to talk about soon.
So Cam, back in the day, Cam was a lot more dexterous and like kind of, I would say the word rubbery as far as a rapper. Like he was all over the place.
Well, it's funny. Cam was always a great fucking rapper.
Absolutely.
And like that's the thing I think he doesn't get credit for a lot, because when the Dipset started to pop off, he was known more for his style, and not just his style like visually, but just his style of rap. Like he just had a good rap style. But before that, he was a great rapper. Like you could see him battling Eminem. Like he had a very Eminem-ish style to me.
Again, like
it damn near was like horrorcore at some points. Like he had some like lines where you're like, damn,
remember Violence?
Yeah, like
Honesty. Like so he puts out 357, Horse and Carriage. That Confessions of Fire was a moment. You know what I'm saying? When that shit came out, and again, you had the hype of Biggie saying that he was the one, and then Biggie passes, and then Cameron had a lot of pressure on his shoulders at the time, especially to carry New York to that next stage, and especially knowing Mace and then all of that situation. Horse and Carriage was a smash hit for that time. Like I feel as though, especially for Cam's older hits, and I know we're talking about, this is literally the peak of Cameron that we're going to talk about today, but like nobody really goes back to 357 and Horse and Carriage that much no more, man. And I think they should.
I feel like revisiting on Confessions of Fire, I listened to Me and My Boo, Charlie Baltimore. It ends up being a song that, I think a lot of people could include in their Valentine's Day joints right now. D-Rugs is something that's huge for me. D-Rugs was one of it's crazy, crazy story. Ends up being one of the songs that in high school, we had to talk about songs that we ended up feeling as poetic. I chose two, and ended up being Cameron, D-Rugs, and 50 Cent also had a similar kind of record like that with the Baltimore Love Thing. I ended up choosing both of those.
Actually, funny. Baltimore Love Thing is one of 50's best songs.
I was just talking about that last night. I literally said that's one of my favorite songs.
It's great.
Like that run, just sidetracking a little bit. Ski Mask Way, Baltimore Love Thing, and I forgot what was the song
God
after.
Gave Me Style? No, was that later?
Nah, Gave Me Style was later in the album.
Damn, I'm trying to think. It's like three. It's a 3-song.
Wasn't Guns
run.
Come Out?
Nah, I gotta look real quick, man, because it's a 3-song run that's just impeccable. Like that's one of the best 3-song runs.
Oh, Rider Music.
Rider Music. Mm-hmm. Those 3 songs back to back, I'm like, oh, he's in his bag.
I like literally went back in my head like, how the fuck that? Again, you talk to the right ones right here. We talk about certain artists, and the Massacre was in my tape, in my CD deck for a long time. So I would say when I was younger, I wasn't really up on Cam in the Confessions of Fire age. Like obviously I knew what Horse and Carriage was, but like it was still kind of like, oh, he's just like another rapper at that point. And then you get to his second album, SDE, Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment. I believe it was supposed to be called that, and it had a logo of the NBA thing, like the NBA logo
with the gun.
With the gun.
Yeah. The promo for that shit was so fire. I remember seeing that in like a XXL magazine or something. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, Cam's coming. No, it was actually the source because XXL wasn't even around at that time.
And what you're starting to see now is Cam's kind of like his flair for marketing. That's number one. And also his absurdity, because this is around the time where he's doing cartwheels with Big Tigger on Rap City. And you're starting to really see who he really is.
And also, this is the time when you start to see the dips.
Yes.
Like you had Jewels credited on that album as just Jewels.
Yeah, just Jewels.
Freaky Zeke and Jim were on the track.
Jim Jones was always Jim Jones though, right?
Yeah, he was. Okay. Or he was Jimmy Jones.
He was Jimmy Jones.
Yeah. So it was like everyone was kind of coming into themselves at that time. But you all on the second album is when you saw them in the background.
Absolutely.
Like I don't really remember them in the Horse and Carriage video.
It was him and Mace.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah. But so, this one, he like had his co-stars.
On What Means the World to You, you see Jimmy in the bubble bath, which again is just you had to be there. I guess I'm not gonna question that you had to be there. That might have been jiggy. But things get a little tricky for Cameron after his second album, which he feels as though didn't get the promotion and the love that it should have. I feel like in a lot of ways, I would imagine he felt like they should have wrote for him a lot more for the NBA logo thing, but they were, Sony and Epic were just like, absolutely the fuck not. And he ends up wanting to leave from Sony Epic, and it takes him a while to do that.
Yeah, no, he was. I think at that time it was just like it wasn't a players' league.
No,
like it was harder for rappers to get off labels, so he had to really kind of campaign for that. And his campaign started on the mixtape circuit.
Yep. He started putting out mixtapes, started joining up with people like Ja Rule, started joining up with a lot of like prominent New York artists that were coming up. And at this time, like Ja Rule was on Def Jam, right? At this point. And Cameron was getting a lot of looks, and he eventually gets off of Sony and he goes independent. And not too long after that, he gets a phone call from a good friend of his named Damon Dash, who had another label called Rockefeller Records. And at the end, it took Cameron like 1.5, almost 1 year to get off.
Yeah, well, I really want to talk about that mixtape run because like in that process, it's like you got him linking up with DJ Enough and K Slay came out of nowhere and actually hosted all the Diplomat mixtapes. And it's like those were the years when it's like, okay, like this guy he got something.
Yeah. And
this is when you saw Jewels and Jim kind of come into their own as rappers, and you're like, okay, like this is actually a crew. It's not just Cam. And that's when the Rockefeller thing happened, and the rest is history, as I said.
What's most important is this era being now the second moment that Cameron has to put trust in somebody new, especially in this point of his career where he is trying to get the album that he has been trying to put out for the past couple of years, because we talked about, Big passing and him now having to trust somebody else with that. But also around that 2002 era, he's now a couple of years removed from a friend that we had brought up recently. Mace is now gone.
Yes.
He's disappeared. He's in Atlanta.
Didn't mention Mace.
He's not a single part of his career, Cameron's career specifically, because he has switched out of rap, a huge rap career at that, in that 1997, 1998 period where Cam was riding with him, where Mace, funny enough, had his own issues with Jay-Z at that point in time, but now he's completely removed from rap, almost cursing rap and calling it devil music specifically out in Atlanta. And Cam now has to trust somebody else in Rockefeller Records in this point of his career.
How did we feel about the Mace going and leaving rap and becoming a pastor thing?
It literally made no sense to me at the time. Like as a young kid, I'm like, huh? But for me, it was also like, I don't know, like Mace wasn't missed to me for some reason. Like I think he had already started to kind of like fall off to me a little bit.
Why wasn't he missed though? Because I feel that same sentiment too, where it's like when Mace left, people moved on.
Well, I wasn't really fucking with Harlem World.
Okay.
Not the album, but the crew.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you already kind of falling off. You got all these niggas behind you that's not tight. Like
he fell off like quick though. I mean, you had Harlem World, the album.
Well, you know what it is too? Like rap just got way more grimier.
Yeah.
like you had the new bad boy coming in, the Loon and Black
Lox.
Rob and Lox and then you had DMX and like Ja Rule. Like everybody was kind of getting more gangster, and Mace was so pretty with it that I was just like,
But Mace was pretty, but he would kill you in the like. Mace has a lot of like gun bars though. Like
going back to Mace catalog, it was like, oh, like when I go back as an adult, I'm like, oh, he was really talking that shit. He was doing it in a very slick way.
Yeah,
like I think it was just the draw and like the list, but just kind of like didn't make you think. But yeah, it was just like a different era, and he just his visual was so shiny that it was like a time.
Shiny suits.
Yeah, like it was like, okay, like everyone else was dark.
Yeah,
Get At Me Dog video. I was like, niggas better not ever put on a shiny suit again. I need some raw shit like this. Like, and honestly, that changed the tide.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, him going away, it was like, okay, like it's your time to go.
And it's funny because like Cam never really was that shiny suit. Cam was still grimy, at least at this time.
Yeah,
It was still Tim. Look at the cover of Confessions of Fire.
It reminds me of that one Simpsons episode.
He's like, I got the power.
Yeah, when they in the steel mill.
The steel mill.
Yeah, niggas in a steel mill with a leather fucking overall, no shirt. Like, what was Cam thinking?
And he was like this.
What was Cam thinking for real? Like that shit.
Was he holding the sledgehammer?
Yeah, she was. Honestly, that was like a time when I don't know, I wasn't around, but I feel like that was a time where they were just having rappers do shit,
Do anything,
and rappers just like, all right, sell records.
So
y'all turning this into rhythm. Rhythm as a dancer is hilarious.
You could put the camera on Confessions of Fire up there. There's a reason.
The goggles.
Yeah, the goggles.
Oh my God, Cam, what was you thinking?
What was he doing? And also, what's a Confession of Fire?
I mean, honestly, that title's kind of fire if you think about it. Fire. If you think about it in the sense of like how he was rapping at the time.
Yeah.
It was the cover should have been like him in a confession booth.
Yeah.
Like saying some wild shit. Like, cause he was just on some wild shit. I think they were just two in their marketing bag. They were like, Confessions of Fire. Steel Mill.
Even SDE was kind of like.
Yeah, the SDE cover was just a photo of him, like a portrait.
They just gave up.
He learned his lesson. He was like, I ain't trying to look sus. Like, just take a photo.
Like he
headshot.
He learned his lesson. And to your point, Josh, Cam was on an island, and Dame comes through and he says, I got the perfect label for you. It's 2001. The Jay-Z Nas beef obviously at its peak, right? And then Blueprint comes out that September, and then after that it's December. And I guess we'll get to this later. Cam signs the Rockefeller, and I think we could call that the beginning of the end of Rockefeller.
I mean, it's funny, man, because
he did it because remember, Jay didn't know, or was it Jay didn't know that he was making Cam a president?
Yeah, that's what it was. And this is when the whole Jay and Nas shit was hot.
Yeah,
and Jay had went on vacation.
Yes,
and then Jay found out in like the south of France, like.
But Jay was already hanging out with Leor and Kevin Lyles behind Dame back though.
And this is my thing. It's like it was a weird time for Rockefeller. It was the beginning of the end. You're absolutely right. But I think Cam kind of sped up that process.
Yeah, and why we say it's the beginning of the game, and we'll get to this in a second, because like it's intertwined. The Diplomat story, and I wonder if you agree with this, MC too. The Diplomat story is very intertwined with the Jay-Z story. I would almost call it a B story to what Jay's A story with Nas and Dame and all them is, where Diplomats came in and it immediately changes the look of Rockefeller, because at this time in 2001, 2002, Diplomats were the coolest thing out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's when they were kind of on that mixtape run.
Yeah.
They kind of had the streets. And then them coming to Rockefeller, kind of like, all the Rockefeller people look like Jay-Z's little homies.
Yeah.
And they came in looking like, what?
Their own people.
Yeah, we got our own shit rolling. And then, I mean, even internally, they tell the story all the time about how they like were in the Def Jam office and like they found a closet and turned it into a diplomat, office. So it's like they just are coming in with their own energy and motion. And I think Dame was really appreciative of that, because a lot of the Rockefeller dudes were like waiting for their turn.
Right.
And they were like absolutely like taking their turn.
So this is around December 4th. Cam says to MTV, they had an article about this. Cam says, I bring a different essence to Rockefeller. You got Philly MCs, Brooklyn MCs. They got some R&B, but they don't got no Harlem flavor. And again, he's at the peak right now. He knows he's the cool, because this is when you start to see Cam's, he's been spurned by his best friend, Mace. He's gone. He left his label. Cam, this is where we get the real Cam that we all know and love today. Yeah. He completely changes the style. I don't think I've ever seen, no lie, I've never seen a rapper change their style like this crazy, like Cam did. Like,
you mean from like his The second album to his third.
Yeah, from a second to his third. Yeah. Never seen it.
Well, you know, it's funny, man, because I was just looking at some photos. It was already happening.
Okay.
And I think that's why the second album looked just like a headshot. He was like, but then the third album was like, it's just swag. It was just literally like, he was like, I'm about to come in as myself.
Right.
I'm about to come in as a hustler. I'm not letting the label dress me. I'm not having a stylist. I'm going to come in with my Coogee and be like, yo, this is me.
Do you feel like he wasn't himself?
The first two albums, Sony? I think, yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, he was a rapper at the time, and like rappers were very much put into a box and put into clothes. Like, hey, you gonna wear this, you gonna do this. Like, even Rockefeller artists to a certain degree were like that. Like, it's like, yo, y'all gonna wear, we all wearing throwbacks, y'all on that, and it's like, nigga, we probably don't want to wear throwbacks.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, he definitely was able to be himself after that Sony situation.
So Cam already had a third album in the tuck at this point. It was called Blow. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was gonna be called Blow, off of the movie. Obviously, and but Cam says to MTV, it's time to blow up. He said, I've been sitting around with 2 gold albums. It's time to hit that next level. My album's been done. That's why I signed to Rockefeller. They hurried and bought my album from Sony. I'm doing some new songs, but if I didn't touch a song, it would still be hot. Such a Cam quote.
Harlem niggas, boy. Hey, you can't take that cadence.
But there's a quote. There's one quote here that I want to harp on a little bit. He says, I don't want people to think I'm a team jumper. To get it correct, unlost his deal and I was forced to go to Epic. Epic, they're great on the R&B tip, but I'm not answering to a nigga about hip hop who's wearing some damn khakis and moccasins. That happened with Epic. I couldn't work with them. I'm not gonna sit back and listen to somebody who listens to 3LW all day. So he's already.
You know what's crazy? These A&R still wearing khakis and moccasins. Shit ain't changed at all.
And on top of that, he wrote for 3LW. What's with the low blow there?
Hey.
Nah, but he brings
was
up
mad. He was hungry.
Brings up a good point though. If you look at Cam's albums, his earlier albums, he had Usher on the album early. He had Destiny's Child.
Yep.
He had Kelly Price on the song.
He did.
And that shit that's like, like it don't really, in the grand scheme of Cam's career, it's like that don't really make the most sense. But you know, those are absolutely label plays.
And again, he's coming in with the energy on Rockefeller that Rockefeller has never seen before. The deal is reportedly for $4.5 million for Cameron, and they took the Diplomat Records imprint with them.
Okay,
so this is a pretty big deal that Dame is bringing on to Jay-Z's plate, essentially, that he might not have been ready for. And these are some wild dudes.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's funny. Like I've always wondered about the dynamic of just like doing deals and like who could approve and all that shit at that time. Like, I absolutely believe that Cam and Jay were in agreement of this deal.
You think so?
I think so. I think the president thing and might have threw Jay for a loop, but then that wasn't really sealed yet. Right. I think it was just something that was talked about and they got overzealous and talked about on the radio.
Yeah.
But I think the label and like the deal, like I can't believe that Dame signed that deal behind Jay's back. That doesn't make the most sense.
So I wanna get into, because like right after he signs to Rockefeller, then, because I mean we're still literally like a year away from Diplomatic Community, but even in that year, Cam doesn't stop working.
Oh no.
We get introduced to Diplomats Volume 1 and Volume 2. And the Diplomat Volume trilogy, or shit, what was it? Quadrilogy? Whatever.
What's the 5 one? Quintology?
Quintology or some shit. That begins in 2002 with Volume 1 and Volume 2. But that also kind of like intertwines with Cameron's third album, Come Home With Me. But before we get to Come Home With Me, the Diplomat Volumes, what's your favorite ones?
Oh man, it'd probably be.
Gotta be 5.
Nah.
5 is my favorite.
I'm like a 2 maybe.
Oh, with the Nas shit.
Yeah, that was the best one to me. They were talking that shit. That was like a whole Nas diss album.
It was. Well, shit. And I want to talk about that too with Diplomatic Community, because that intertwines with a lot of the Nas stuff as well. Yeah. That ends up coming up. But would you say that Diplomats and 50 Cent were kind of moving the mixtape kind of movement at that time?
Absolutely. Even beyond just the Dipset.
People don't really talk about the volumes anymore, and I think it's because they're not available on streaming.
Yeah, I mean, even without those volumes, you still had them kind of doing freestyles for other tapes and just like being present amongst the mixtape circuit. So yeah, no, they absolutely were like pushing it. I damn near think, between them and 50, like other people kind of took that blueprint and were like, oh shit, we need to get hot in the streets.
Yeah, they needed to. What about you, MC?
As far as tapes, as far as the importance of the tapes. Yeah. I'll always remember one of the first times that XXL ended up putting out like a list of the 20 greatest mixtapes of all time. I was probably like 14, 15 at the point in time. And at that time, there was a very small list of tapes that you could actually choose from to make the top 20. And there's so many different Diplomats and G-Unit tapes, obviously one of these being the 5 volumes that end up being represented in that. And just like Josh said, I feel like there is definitely an area where Diplomats fans really keep it to themselves and really love it, although there's a whole entire generation of people that probably like a lot of Cameron, a lot of Joel's, and a lot of Jim Jones that can't enjoy it right now. But these were really the predecessors and the precursors to everything that we were able to hear within the next couple of months of Diplomatic Immunity. Obviously, they end up inheriting beef. Yeah. They end up doing their own things, freestyles, things of that nature. It ends up being some of the more favored moments of Dipset, in my opinion. And you asked a favorite. Mm-hmm.
Don't say 4.
I don't know.
Don't say 4.
No,
4
was amazing.
4 came out the week before Diplomatic Community came out. It had half the album on that bitch.
Yeah, 4 was amazing. And then it had a little bit of the Purple Haze bootleg. He had Yayo on there early. Yep, he couldn't even put Yayo anywhere.
Yeah.
What else was on there? They had the original rendition of What's Really Good. Yeah. They rapped on Money Cash Hoes on there. 4 was good. I'd say least impact. I don't want to say least impactful because all 5 of them impactful.
What, 3?
3 is probably bottom tier, even though 3 has a 10 out of 10 intro.
Yeah.
2 was amazing. 5's a classic. 1, it's got to be like either 5 or 2 if I really had to choose. But 1, sets the stage of Cam now having all of this stuff. And not only does he have new music that he wants to bring to you, but he also wants to introduce you to his new friends.
And there you go. That's a good transition to Diplomats Volume 1 and 2. Having a lot of songs that had Leave Me Alone on there. It had Old Boy on there. And let me tell you, Old Boy was a fucking moment. All right.
Oh yeah. No, that was the shit. Like when Old Boy came out, that's why I always felt like the beef, the Jay-Z beef didn't really exist because it's like everybody was like, "Oh boy, is that? Oh boy, Cam jumped on or Jay jumped on it."
But he deleted his ass off. But
but that was
my thing. I feel like the Diplomat Jay-Z beef was some of it was too many heads in the studio hyping each other up, and some of it was the fans. I feel like a lot of it was the fans talking and saying, how is Jay gonna let Cam take over the company?
Yeah, I mean, I like even the deleting the verse thing. I feel like because he deleted the verse because Jay
said it was whack.
Nah, Jay had took his verse off of something, and it was like his retaliation. I forgot what it was.
I'm pretty sure it's because Cam thought the verse was whack.
Nah, there was a whole thing. He talked about it on Drink Champs, I think.
Because Cam always talks about Jay-Z said, "I'm the boy," or something like that. And he said, "Man, cut that shit off and delete it." Because he said that Jay came in and cut his verse and then walked out the studio and then I guess Cam listened to it and was just like, "Just cut this shit off and delete that shit. I don't want to hear it again." I'm telling you, I feel like the beef was a lot of factors, but we'll get into it a little bit later when we get into Diplomatic Immunity because there's a lot of lines on Diplomatic Immunity that I'm pretty sure.
No, so I just looked it up because he talked about $1 million worth of game.
Yeah.
I think it was one for PD Crack. It was a PD Crack song that had Cam on there.
It has Cam on it, yeah.
And Jay took the Cam verse off. And Cam felt the way about that, and he took Jay off of Oh Boy.
So who started it then?
I mean, honestly, Jay might have had reason to take it off.
This was Euro Jay, by the way. This was Euro Jay.
Why did One for PD Crack do so much damage? Kanye's in the back. He's begging for some air. He's begging for at least 3 minutes to rap. They got him tucked in the back of the damn video. Cam gets removed. Why did One for PD Crack do so much damage to Rockefeller Records?
It was the beat, bro. It was the beat. The beat today, the one for PD Crack beat might sound like some like a infomercial beat or some shit right today. Like it sounds like some crazy like a commercial or some shit. But back then, you was hitting the dame to that shit. You was hitting the dame dash to that shit.
One for PD Crack was a record though. PD Crack was supposed to be a star, but I think he just didn't.
He got caught in a divorce.
Yeah,
he got caught in the divorce.
Yeah, because he couldn't figure out which way to go.
Because Dame chose him.
Yeah, but then he went to Jay at one point too.
He tried to get picked up again by Jay and tried to get his radio record popping. But that didn't end up working.
So Diplomat Volume 1 and Volume 2 introduces us to the Diplomats, and then we get the third album, which is Come Home With Me, which really kind of opens the floodgates for the Diplomats takeover of hip hop. So Come Home With Me comes out 2002. Huge success, platinum album, makes Cameron one of rap's biggest stars, but it also introduces the world to Jim Jones and Joel Santana. Joel Santana, no lie, I believe has like 4 features on this album.
Oh,
He's all over it.
Nah, he probably has more than that. Honestly, it's a Joel's album to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny enough, I remember that time, like, Joel was coming out, and his name is LeBron James.
LeBron James.
And I was like, oh, this is a prophecy. This is LeBron James and LeBron James. Like, this is it.
If only it worked out that way.
I mean, honestly, I swear I was like, this is it. This is the next star of hip-hop.
Lloyd Banks was calling himself the rap LeBron James. Joel was calling himself the rap He-Man. I don't know if that was working right.
Just LeBron James. When I found out his name was LeBron James, I was like, oh, it's over.
How fucking cool was Joel Santana in 2002, 2003?
So much cooler than Lloyd Banks. I don't even give a fuck what Lloyd Banks is calling himself.
Really?
So much cooler.
He had us rocking the bandanas flipped up and tied a certain fucking way. Really low bald fade, by the way. You can see no hair. The big ass earrings in your ear. Big ass coat. Big ass pelly coat. Tim's big ass jeans. Joel Santana in a nutshell.
Yeah, Joel's is literally a style icon.
Yeah,
I think even
next to Cam, that says a lot because he's next to Cam.
Yeah, like he was that one. And it's like, at the time, it was always like that. You kind of had the young nigga that was next to the nigga, and it was like you always identify with him more. It's like, oh, I'm closer in age to him. He kind of got the swag. He had the ladies. Like, nah, Joel's was that nigga.
He was showing us what the '80s was like.
You feel me?
Showing us what the '80s was like. And again, like let's break it down to like the members before we even get into it. Like Joel's at the time, you first hear him on the first song on "Come Home with Me," "Losing Weight Part 2."
Mm-hmm.
And then his verse to me is like, and again, this is like a sinister ass beat, it sounds like a horror movie, but he sounds way wiser than his years would have you think. He was only like 19 years old or something like that at the time, and I was like, wow, like who is this kid? Yeah,
nah, Joel's was always one of those ones that like another like really good rapper that like in a different time would probably be a fucking battle rapper or like some like he just kind of had a really like he just knew how to rap.
Yeah.
But he had the style to go with it, and that's what made him, this Dipset kind of, I hate to call him a pretty boy, but like.
He was their blue chip. He was like their first draft pick. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And Cam, he says it himself. He says, Cam bet in the house on me, and he did. Look at where Joel's is on this album. He's featured prominently. He's on a song with Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be clear. This is the first exposure we've ever really had to him. He's on a song with Jay-Z doing the chorus. So that means that, and Cam's smart because whenever they perform that song, Joel's has to be there.
Yep.
And he has to be right next to him. He's on Cam's biggest hit off the album, which is Hey Ma.
Yep.
And has
arguably the best verse.
Yeah, the first verse of the whole thing.
Yeah.
He said he's going to show you what the 80s like.
Yeah, no, like Joel's was that nigga at the time, and that's I just got to keep reiterating that. Like it was almost like he was bigger than Cam to some.
Yeah, because it was a young movement, but I think Cam wouldn't have wanted it any other way. You know what I mean? And I feel like the selflessness of Cam even extends to Jim Jones, who at the time, Jim Jones wasn't considered like a rapper. Like,
yeah,
he didn't
Jim
become that for another 4 or 5 years.
The funny thing about Jim at the time was like early Cam, like SDE, Confessions of Fire. Jim was just a hype man.
Exactly.
And then
with his hair out.
Yeah, and then I might have been the manager. I don't know, road manager. But yeah, in this stage, he started to come out as a rapper, and he was absolutely terrible. To me personally,
Mike Tyson punched Miss Green in the face.
Yeah, like his raps were so bad. I always tell people my favorite verse from him is on at least Diplomatic Community is I Really Mean It.
Yeah,
when he's talking
that promo he cuts.
Yeah,
listen,
I'm not even gonna say your last name because that's mine.
You dig me, you catch me. So we get to that, and as this all is happening, the Jay-Z and Nas beef is heating up because again we're intersecting between the Blueprint 2, it's Godson, right? We're intersecting between Blueprint 2, Godson, Come Home With Me, right in the middle of that. Mm-hmm. Nas takes a swipe at Cameron on the radio.
Well, along with multiple people, Nori, some of his friends,
Angie
some of his rap peers.
Yeah, it's because he's trying to do the hanging Jay-Z stunt at Summer Jam. They shut that down. He goes to Power. Hey,
and have the nerve to be mad. Like I'm just lost. Like imagine 2002, you just go to the rap to the one of the biggest rap festivals of all time, and just go, yeah, man, I want to lynch Jay-Z in front of it in New York City, mind you. He's not doing this in some other state. in some other country.
Honestly, it's funny.
In New York City.
It wasn't a terrible idea. I think Nas just was one of those like very emotional characters where it's like he has an idea and he's like, I need everybody to be in agreement with it though. Like you gotta be like, and it's like if you would have just did it, you would have probably got your shit off.
Probably would have got it.
Because how Jay did the takeover shit, he just did it.
Yeah.
Like he just showed the picture of Cam. I think of Prodigy.
Yeah.
Prodigy.
I think if he had went into it like I need the label to be behind me and all this, like it wouldn't have worked out. But like he did it in a very, Jay played chess. It was a very meticulous way.
In an alternate world, what does it look like if he actually pulls it off?
Well, I mean, we saw. I was gonna say, ironically, there was a video
of the doll.
Doll that
like
came out.
Yeah, I remember that
like last year, and we got to see what the doll looked like. And I'll say that I emphasize with or I empathize with Hot 97 and Ennis or whoever who didn't want that to happen because the doll looked just like Jay-Z.
I know.
It was like it was literally lifelike.
Yeah.
So like they couldn't have done that. It's almost like they got Jay-Z's face as a mold. Like they caught him when he was asleep and put the mold on his face and then put it on the doll. Like it was a really lifelike doll. So like I could see why they was. It wasn't like a Jay-Z picture. You know what I mean? And they put a picture on a dummy's face. I think that he would have got away with that. He had a life-size doll of Jay-Z.
That shit was crazy. I remember when it came out, I was like, damn, this nigga was about that.
It's getting way too serious. He disses Cam. I want to say it didn't take a day before Cameron and Dipset had to Hate Me Now. They came out.
Oh my
God.
God.
It did not take a day.
I mean, shit, they were on the radio the next day.
Exactly.
They were on the radio the next fucking day.
Yeah, it was almost instant in a way where like, you know how in the Drake and Meek Mill beef, we were like, damn, when's it gonna happen? And we felt like it was taking too long.
Yeah.
It's because of this shit. Because it took Cam and them like literally 12 hours to come out with another beef or another song. And you come up with the Hate Me Now diss. Then you had a couple disses after that. And then you had Diplomat Volume 2. It was 3, right? No, it was 2. They came out.
2 was the one with the diss.
With the disses on it.
Yes.
So many F-bombs thrown. Treat your daughter like R. Kelly, play with her face.
Yeah.
Cameron, when he's beefing with you and he's dissing you,
he's taking it
to the next level there. And also Cam knowing the R. Kelly shit and then still doing Thoya throwing. Like, I mean, 2 years later.
Well, here's my thing. The R. Kelly thing.
Let's explain this the whole.
I mean, the R. Kelly thing at the time, the piss on my face. That was
cool
barbershop fodder. Everybody was watching it.
Yeah.
It was like it wasn't like it was. I don't think people really thought about the underage aspect of it. It was just more like that nigga like he's pissing on the girl. That's crazy.
Is it to like downplay that shit?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Josh is right. Like it was to show like a bridge between Cam could back in the day. Cam could joke about this and then go do a song with him, and no one thought anything of it. Like everyone just. That was like you would think R. Kelly was in jail for that shit at that point. No, he like fucking Chocolate Factory is about to come out, nigga. Like it was literally like that serious. So these disses come out and the beef between Nas and Jay gets intertwined with Rockefeller. So now it becomes the Rockefeller beef and it extends all the way out through 2002. And this is past Blueprint 2. Jay's kind of off of it. Dipset is not done with this beef after this. What did you think about this, MC?
Well, it definitely goes all the way to the 2002 VMAs because throughout the entire summer, we end up, hearing Nas complain about Hot 97 and Angie Martinez. And obviously, Diplomats have now inherited this beef so far to the point that Jay is not completely removed from it. But then the VMAs happen. By that time, Nas is trying to get into Murder Inc., or he is now with Murder Inc., and Ja Rule specifically. Something happens at the VMAs. Days later, they drop Diplomats Volume 3. Cameron explains the entire situation of what happened at the VMAs, and apparently something happens in Queens with some guy named Nene, and it's like a 5-minute promo. I'm just going to say some guy named Nene because he used different terminology. And, at this point in time, it is now specifically Cam against Nas. If there was a line for Cam to be jailed, it's bringing up that Nas's mom was a hip hop head, a whip wop head. Nas's mom just passed, bro. Nas's mom just passed, bro. Nas dropped Dance like a couple months, or at least within the same vicinity.
Yo, don't do it with Cameron, bro. Like, don't even try and diss him. Like, they went the whole year dissing Nas.
Yeah,
like, they went the whole year dissing Nas, especially Jim Jones. But you start to see now that it's really less of a Jay thing. And now it's a Cam thing. And again, they're intertwining. And I can see that, like, I can see Jay being like, Chafe, like, what the fuck is he doing? Like,
I feel like Jay was also like, handle my light work.
But Cam don't. But I would feel like Cam would be like, "This ain't light work to me, nigga." Like,
nah, but Cam and them was just so adamant about it that I was just like, okay, I could take a step back and let them just handle the beef.
You still really think that they was cool with each other at this point?
I mean, they were. You got to understand, Jay was on the Dipset mixtapes. There's a couple Jay records on there. Show You How.
Okay, that was on there.
What else?
He did a remix to Show You How also.
Yeah, there was a couple records that just kind of popped up. So it wasn't like there was a real there wasn't no real.
There was respect. Like I think at the very least, Cameron had respect for Jay-Z because as a rapper, as what he did.
But I think like that's why I always like. I'm so skittish about like everyone being like Cam signing the Rockefeller was the breakup, because it was a time where they were all working together. Like even if Jay wasn't on it, you had the Young Guns and Freeway and Pre-Crack. Like it was like they were all still a family.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was like this big divide when Cam got there.
But I could also see the opposite side of it, like from the people that are actually within the war. Like, hey, the city is kind of laughing at you right now. They did an actual vote. They said you lost this beef, and we are the main ones uppercutting this nigga like for months. While you get to cool back. Obviously, Blueprint 2 is not going to come out until the end of November, which Jay probably provides 1-2 songs to that, and that's it. We are uppercutting Nas for months, and it doesn't feel like it's appreciated.
And be clear, Josh, the only line Cam gets in between all of this dissing him, even if it was for Jay, is Jay saying "Snatch Cam" and it's a rap on Blueprint 2. That's
my thing. I'm like, I don't like. I just don't see, like that was showing respect. Like I'm even looking at the track list. There was a Beanie Siegel Jay-Z song on Volume 3. Like they were all.
Was that Once Again a song?
What was that? That was.
I think it was Once Again.
Once Again a song. Yep. Yeah, like they were a team. Like I mean, I don't like. I don't know if people are expecting Jay to like.
No,
be in the video. I don't know.
I just think that I think they were a style clash, and I think that I'm not gonna say that they have to be friends, right? But I don't think that they were close like that.
Yeah, I mean, but everybody don't have to be close. It's just you on the label. We like. I just feel like from the Dipset angle, it wasn't like they were like fuck this nigga Jay, and from the Jay angle, it wasn't like fuck this nigga Cam.
Well, in 2003, all of this would change. So 2003. We reached peak Dipset here. They are the hottest commodity in rap, hottest group in rap right now. Everyone loves them. They're waiting for the album. Cam talks to MTV, and he says, Diplomatic Community is going to drop March 25th. He says, our album is going to be like a mixtape. It's a double CD. We do every mixtape and put 20 songs on them, so there's like 80 songs on the street. We don't want people to be like, what happened to this song? What happened to this song? All the best songs from the volume 1 through 4, we put them on one CD, and the other CD will be all new music. Quite a lofty, promise from Cameron that they end up kind of fulfilling.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I loved about that album, because it was like all those songs were mixtape songs. Like to have them all in one place as an album when it came out was like, oh shit, this is actually here.
Yeah. So we finally get to Diplomatic Community. And before we get to that, I want to talk about how 9/11 really pushed forward the idea of this album. Jimmy says in this interview here, he says, Ground Zero, one of the songs on here, symbolizes the whole tower incident. He doesn't.
Yeah, the way they talked about 9/11 was so crazy. But I mean, that's another thing too. Like I wasn't in New York, I wasn't on the streets at the time, but like 9/11 probably really fucked them up in other ways.
Mentally.
Mentally, but just not even mentally. It's like, imagine, I mean, I think they mentioned it, like the coke prices going up and shit like that. And like, I don't know, they looked at 9/11 in a very different lens than the rest of the world did. Yeah. And it was just crazy just to see how much they leaned into it. I mean, shit, they called the little subgroup the Taliban.
The Taliban.
That was a street team, actually.
Dipset Taliban. He says Ground Zero symbolizes the whole tower incident. We was picking up the whole revival of New York, and our revival too, because Diplomats is a whole new musical movement. And I mean, you look at the cover of Diplomatic Community, it looks like some Beatles shit. It looks like some like rock band type shit. Even the classic, you know what I'm saying, photo shoot, them with the private jet, them wearing Diplomats jackets. Everybody wanted the diplomat jacket. Everybody wanted to. This was really, you look at this, and this is the time capsule of 2003.
Yeah, one of my favorite photo shoots from that time was when they were they did Source Magazine, and it was them like sitting on the cranes, like of the building being built.
Yeah.
I always was like, did they really go in the building and like sit up there? Like
rebuilding the towers, y'all.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like that was I love those photos. They had the airbrush denim suits on, Tim's, and like that really personified that moment for me.
And again, from Diplomatic Community, I want to talk about, before we run through the album, I want to talk about the production on this, like the bombastic production from the Heat Makers, Just Blaze on the album. And they make up a majority of the album. I think Kanye, one of Kanye's ghost producers, does something for them. I think he does the first song on there. And it's literally like everything sounds like it's like a stadium song on this album.
Yeah, no, Heat Makers, they were in their bag. I think this is like their coming out party more than anything. I think Heat Makers and Jewels were like the MVPs of this album. And they just, the soundtrack they laid for this, like, it's a sound that that defined New York for me at the time.
Absolutely.
It was like, okay, this is the New York sound.
It became the New York sound in that it was heavy on samples, really kind of they're not 4/4 drums. They're kind of like staggered drums, which I like only the Dipset could rap on the drums that they made for these beats. Like trying to rap over the Champions beat, bro. Like what? But I really want to get into like Cameron's style change. We didn't touch on this with Come Home With Me, but if you had listened to Cam on SDE and then him on Come Home With Me and then him on Diplomatic Community, it's a completely different person.
Oh yeah, two different rappers. I think that's Come Home With Me was very much still harkening back to his old style.
Yeah.
Diplomatic Community was like, I'm the swag champ.
Yes.
And I'm about to come on these records and swag and honestly, I think around that time too, around the mixtape run, like that's when they started like leaning into like the South.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing I'll say. In the early 2000s, all the New York rappers that embraced the South succeeded.
Won. Yeah, they won.
Yeah, you had 50 with like UTP and Young Buck.
Yeah.
You had Cam with Master P and Lil Flip. It's like they
UGK.
Yeah, UGK. Like they actually, those were the rappers who understood where rap was going.
Yep. And
they followed along.
So I want this is a double CD. So I want to like not blaze through this, but like there's certain songs that we're gonna spend more time on. Yeah. But I know I gotta go to the Uncasa intro. I don't start this album without listening to this ever. Hey, Yo Killer was really good, my nigga.
Yeah, it's just like I'll say one thing about this album: all the skits suck.
Whoa!
Every single one.
Okay, all right.
Oh, Freaky Zeke's just not funny to me.
What?
All the skits suck.
You're tripping.
What's your favorites? Please expound.
Real Niggas Interlude.
That's one of your. That skit sucks.
I define real bitch.
Nah.
Look at my stomach, motherfucker. You don't laugh a single piece at that.
You don't like this for my niggas that's locked down. God damn it. Nah. You don't like that shit either?
There's no chance. There's literally a classic skit right after
Joel
Uncasa
skit.
when they're looking for Joel Santana.
They're looking for Joel Santana skit is good.
That's not good.
You are insane. I'm not even gonna get mad. I'm just kind of stunned right now.
He cut the side of his hair. He got half hair.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It's not good. Like, what are you talking about?
So you don't laugh at fuck it. It's all about the weed, man.
No, I don't think any of the skits are good.
Don't
call me legal Hubbit is not funny to you?
None of the skits are good. I'm making it. Call it a hot take. None of the skits.
Nigga, that is a scorching hot take. Because half of the first disc is skits.
I know, and I'm like, bro, these skits suck. I was listening to it today. Like, these skits are not good.
Did you feel that way in 2003?
In 2003, it's like I was a little more immature, so I was like, okay, maybe like I'm just like I don't know, like I didn't like the skits.
So would you rather listen to the Diplomat volumes that
those skits were a little bit
that many skits at all?
Yeah, and like honestly, the Diplomat volumes when you had Jim talking shit was better than when you had Freaky Zeke talking shit.
What is it about Freakies? I feel like we're gonna get.
It's just not funny. You know what it is? He's like aggressive funny. You know those comedians that like they're not funny, but they like bully you into laughing. Yeah, that's what he is.
Because look how Freaky Zeke.
Yeah, it's like you're not. All right, honestly, it's not even really comedians. It's like niggas in your hood. Like you just be around niggas and they be cracking jokes. It's like you're not really funny, but it's like. You just say it with such force that's like, all right, now it's funny.
I will say this though, like when I do listen to Diplomatic Community in the car, I skip the skits if I'm in the car with my wife because you can't play them shits.
It's not good
around like people, dog. You can't play them around people who weren't there, dog. You really can't.
So you had to be there.
You had to be. Hey, different time for a lot of these skits, especially. But the Joel Santana interlude is good. You don't even like Uncasas?
Nah, I didn't like any of the skits. I don't like any of the skits. I literally was listening to it the other day, and I was like, these skits is weak. Then today, I listened to it with the skits. I was like, these shits are unbearable.
What? Yeah, some of them are like a minute 30.
Unbearable.
Some of them are like a minute 30.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I guess one of the biggest conversations is that, or what I want to talk about is that they get through so much of their slang through these skits.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing, and like, honestly, it's like that's what I'm saying. Like, I like when you had Jim talking shit, and like, but Freaky Zeke just was not funny to me.
Okay, what do y'all think, the listeners?
Let us know.
Is Josh wildin' with this? I can't believe that. I would say that there's many things Josh has said on the mic around me that I'm mostly just like kind of, that's Josh. I'm legitimately upset at this. I don't even know if I want to continue.
Nah, man, just not funny.
This is crazy.
But then again, that means that Josh would appreciate more of I'm gonna smack that koofy straight off your fucking punk ass head instead of Zeke looking for Joel. I mean, I understand the sentiment. I'm still shocked, but I understand the sentiment.
Oh man, I don't know, man. So Uncasa starts off the album. Uncasa, if I had never seen Uncasa before. I had never seen him before.
Oh man.
So when I finally saw Uncasa and I said this was the guy that had, to me at the time as a kid, I was like, he got top 5 verse in the album.
Jordan from from the Bernie Mac show.
Bro, he looks.
Uncasa was on Game Facts with us.
For sure.
Uncasa had a Game Boy Advance, nigga. Like he definitely looked like he had the glasses. He's the type of dude that had the glasses that made your eyes look small.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
You know what it was too about Uncasa? Like those are like the jailhouse glasses. Those are like the glasses you got from like the government. Like when they're like, you had to go to school one day and they was like, just take an eye test. And it was like, this nigga's blind.
The thing with Uncasa, right, is that if you put all the Dipset in the line, you're like, they all dress well. Uncasa dresses like every single member of Dipset and it just doesn't pull it off because it's so ugly, bro. I couldn't do it.
Crooked.
I couldn't do it. I remember there was a battle that I saw with him on Smack DVD after the fact. He takes his hat off and he has like locks. And I'm like, put the fucking hat back on, nigga. Put the fucking hat back on, nigga. But I will say, as far as Cam putting on his homies, he didn't have to do this.
Yeah.
He could have just started this with Joel Santana. I mean, a lot of people might say Josh might say he should have. But
no, to your point about putting niggas on, like, you know, whatever happened to Toya? The Hey Ma remix, or was it Oh Boy remix?
Yeah, it was a Hey Ma remix.
Hey Ma remix. Yeah. That was like a Toya record. She had like 2 verses on that shit.
I like it.
And then she just never, like, what happened? I don't know.
The misogyny
was work.
Probably crazy in there. The misogyny was probably crazy. We get to the Joel Santana interlude, which I guess we're not going to talk about the comedy of. There was like
the best parts.
There was a story that there were a story that they were trying to weave through because this was, remember, Joel Santana's debut album will come out a couple of months later after this. So this was essentially the Joel Santana heat check before the album comes out. And Cam is really, honestly, in the background playing Godfather most of this album because Joel's is taking the lead on a lot of things. The more I think about skits, Josh, you probably hated the skit on Joel Santana's album where Zeke is getting a blowjob and the girl throws up on him.
Yeah, that shit was whack. And it's funny because I heard that was real life. I heard that really happened.
Allegedly, that really happened. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You got it on my chain. That shit was funny, man.
I just never thought bro was funny to me.
Shit was funny. But we get into Who Am I, which is Joel's and Joel's always has songs that he literally remakes the same song.
Yeah, it's on all of his albums.
It's on all of his albums.
I like that though. I forgot what was the one on What the Game Been Missing. That was probably my favorite version of this song.
Good Times.
Good Times.
Good Times. Yeah.
Good Times. I think was it. So Who Am I? Who am I? Who am I? The thing I made. Y'all niggas ever listen to like the original samples of these songs and immediately start rapping Joel's?
Oh yeah. Anytime I ever hear some of these songs, I just rap the rap version. It's kind of crazy.
So Joel's comes out, man. I mean, I honestly don't even think I got to look up any of these lyrics, but I guess we got to talk about some of the lyrics to this, man. Like, he's talking to his mother on this record. And this is such a strange record to start your album with because it's not like, I feel like with me, with albums, your song number 2 needs to be crazy. Like, the Lil Durk album just came out, right? The second song on that shit is nuts. Like, I ran it back because I'm like, this is how you start an album off.
Yeah.
Diplomatic Community starts off very like depressing. Like, this is a very depressing song.
Yeah, I feel like Diplomatic Community, the first half of the album is a little like down, like, but it's setting the stage for like what's going on.
Because the second disc is like it's literally up from the moment the second disc starts. But this is like He's talking to his mom. He says, I'll swallow a bullet. he said, I'll swallow a bullet, eat a gun. Shit, you got to know I'm your son.
Well, at first, it was actually a pretty good combo between mother and son. Hey, mom, I'm kind of moving at an unstoppable pace.
Yeah.
Shit's kind of just moving kind of hot right now. Still clearly trying to get nice with this music shit. But the streets is definitely going on. No boiling hot water. There's oil and hot water. Cooking coke to the oil and hot water shit. Man. So he's stressed out. Then he's seeing Aaliyah in the mirror. And then clearly drugs are starting to come in. And then the thing is, the Aaliyah thing isn't even that bad because he's actually trying to tie it to Dame because I'm sure Dame still not really over what had happened within the past 2 years.
Hold up, mommy, I'm twisted, I'm drunk.
Hold up, mommy, I'm twisted, I'm drunk. Ain't that a bitch?
I love this.
Then you go tell your mom you swallowed a gun. Shit, you gotta know I'm your son.
Shit, you gotta know I'm your son. But then the song ends and we get to Ground Zero. Dun, 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 dun. Yo, it should have opened the fucking album with this.
Yeah, that should have been the opening song for real.
Like, this shit was one of the best beats. I don't give a fuck who you are or what you say. One of the greatest beats of all time. That shit make me want to run through a fucking door every time I hear the Ground Zero beat. This is real Dipset hours right now on this episode, by the way. Real Dipset hour. You shouldn't have got us started, yo. Jim Jones has the greatest verse. Worst verse.
Greatest worst verse. Half of it doesn't rhyme, honestly.
Hold on. It's when he's like, lawyer on side, system bumping, oh boy on the ride, oh boy on the slide. Shit.
It's funny with him, he just kind of rapped like in a different pocket. That was just like, huh?
Because beats didn't catch up to Jim Jones to 2006. Beats did not catch up to Jim Jones. Niggas wasn't ready for the shit Jim Jones was on until 2006, bro. Real shit. What do you think, MC?
I feel like Jim kind of woke up around that 2005 area when Jay is now retired. Jay is now swinging on everybody saying he wants to 700%. And Jim's like, nigga, hold on. Do you know what we just did for you for the past 2 years? And he kind of got a little bit more comfortable within that space. But Jim, Ground Zero verse, I'll always remember. He says, hey, Jewels, if the blanks even flinch, Jewels, and he lets the gun go off, I'm like, oh my God, this shit is fucking fire.
Also, another trope throughout this album, Jim's incessant use of the F word. I said, this is the
sign of the times.
I was like, this is a different time.
Sign of the times for sure.
He is letting the F word. I remember I was in the car with my wife one time listening to this, and she did hear the F bomb, and I said, fuck, I forgot about that. And
you remember when we played Diplomats Volume 3 for Pat?
Oh my God.
And he was listening to Cam tell the story.
Just amazing. Why were we listening to that going to Crenshaw?
Trying to get the vibes right.
Going to Crenshaw. Why are we listening to that going to Crenshaw?
Trying to get the vibes right real quick.
What a strange drive. We should have did that. No, we should have done that. It was loud. Yo, like, what the fuck was I thinking? But Ground Zero is kind of like, to me, the Diplomat theme record. That's literally what they're talking about. They're talking about the Twin Towers falling. Mm-hmm. They're talking about all types of shit. Cameron, your girl told me I'm the man, right? Well, listen to Lover. When I beef, visions of... Bro, Cameron goes crazy on this verse.
Oh, yeah.
He goes insane. It's hard to find the best verse on this song. That's why it's so fucking classic. Because I feel like with anyone, you could say it was the best verse. I'm not going to argue with you. Because you could just recite it and it's still fucking fire.
We'll get to that song later, but my favorite Cam verse is later in the album.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I got to ask a question. I think for a good amount of the album, you do get the Cam stepping in like, hey, I'm here, y'all. Yeah. All right, let's get like the end of the song. He drops in, grabs a verse. How do you think that it would have felt from Jewels and Jim's perspective of having so much confidence from your pretty much your leader and saying, you know what? I don't need to be in the forefront of this album. Y'all go ahead. I'll jump in, do my usual cadence, things like that. I want y'all to be the forefront because some people could either feel really confident, like, holy shit, he really wants me to carry this damn album, or hey, why are you not fully here with us? And you know, I kind of felt like that was the vibe about a year and a half ago when we ended up seeing them in verses, where it was like Cam was kind of just a little bit separated from them, but it wasn't different. That's a
different time. No, that's a different time. Like, and I'll say this right here. I don't think that Jewels has ever rapped better than he did on this album.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think this album, if you just take away all the other team members' verse and you just have all the Jewels, this is better than his debut.
It is.
Yeah.
He's never, and the thing is, Jewels needed that guidance. And I almost feel like, in a way, Cam let him go do his own thing way too early.
Well, my thing with this is like, well, you mean like when he started to kind of do his own album?
Well, yeah, when he did his own album.
Well, I think I think that was kind of when Dipset was starting to split.
Yeah.
And Cam was just like, y'all, like, I introduced you niggas and now y'all doing your own thing. Chill out.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, if you look at the cover of Diplomatic Community, it says Cameron Presents.
Right.
And I think he very much was in that vibe of like, I'm presenting my boys.
Very Gordy of this.
Yeah, like, I'm presenting y'all. Jewel's album coming shortly after, and we're gonna start to figure out just the team rollout. But yeah, so I don't think he had any issue with taking the back seat.
But I think, and again, like, Cam's good with taking the back seat, and that's why we love Cam, because I think there's a lot of artists that love, like Thug.
Yeah,
did that with Gunna.
Same.
Like, he took the back seat. He's like, I don't really care. Gunna, Key got it. All y'all got it, right? Like, there's very few rappers do that and have are selfless and no ego like that. But I think with Cam and the Dipset, you see that there's two different types of rappers on here between Jimmy and Jewels. Jewels needed that Cam guidance. But I'll say with Jim, he's rapped way better than he's ever rapped on this album, way later in his career. And today.
Yeah, today. I was just listening to some like old but new Jim. Like, remember the Black Rock series that Dame Dash did? That was when Jim Jones thoroughly started coming to his own as a rapper. I think before that, you had like the members of Bird Gang area, and like he was very much CEO rapper, but had some good verses. But when he started doing the Black Rock and then kind of carried on from there, like actually just working with Ski Beats.
Right.
I was like, oh shit, like Jim could really rap. He got some shit.
He's not only good at rapping, but he understands what he's good at with rapping. Like, he's not trying to like do too much. Like, I love when he did How Hood Is This? The Jay-Z flip. How Hood Is This? That was the moment where I was like, yo, Jim's really talking about some shit. I love Jim's debut album. On My Way to Church.
On My Way to Church is one of my favorite albums. I liked what was the one after that?
It was the Summer with Miami album. It was
I forget the title.
Harlem Diary of a Summer.
Diary of a Summer.
Yeah, Diary of a Summer.
No, Jim's albums are good, but his rapping on these first Dipset projects
not too good. So we get past the Real Niggas interlude into Real Niggas, which
Real Niggas, great song.
It is a Cameron showcase.
Man,
he destroys this.
That's
song.
like it's like a battle between that and then Gangsta.
Okay.
For my favorite Cam verses.
I argue with my mother spring, summer, fall, winter time. What you do?
Get that crack off the table, dinner time. Then he say some shit about like cooking pork. Oh, he went off on that shit.
Plus you cooking pork anyway. I ain't in the swine.
Man.
And then on top of that, an AZ and Nas flip. So just one more quick uppercut to Nas real quick.
Yeah. Because you said, at this point, is Cam saying, you say you a legend, I'm going to do this song better than you, and I'm going to put my young nigga on it, Jewels, who, again, I think a lot of times on this album, Jewels is trying his fucking best at times to get to Cam, but Cam's not letting him, bro. Cam is just in a whole nother zone at this point in terms of just rapping. I think that I'm a huge Cam fan. He's like in my top 5, bro. This is literally one of the greatest runs of a rapper of all time, of what Cameron's doing on this album. And it's a double album. And it's not old, and we're still reciting these lyrics to this day. We then get to, have you seen Joel Santana? I'm skipping all the skits because Josh hates all the skits.
Hey, man, if you love him, you love him. I hate them.
We could talk about the volume. We could talk about the volume interludes instead. If you want to talk about the volume interludes, you want to talk about Jim Jones saying, meet me at the after party, you dig me?
That was a good one. See, Jim's skits were better than Freaky Zeke's
skits. Because he was cutting promos. He was just sitting there like...
And what was Freaky doing? Just trying to be funny, trying to figure out his lane in the group. Trying to earn his check.
And then Freaky started rapping. And I was like, all right, Dipset's over.
Over with.
It's over with. He's rapping now. But then we get into More Than Music, which is the Jewel solo song. His second solo song so far on the album. What you guys feel about More Than Music? This is another one of those Heatmaker beats that was just like, they're literally flipping 2 seconds of a song and making it
going crazy. No, that's why, again, Heatmakers, Joel Santana, like, they really came together in this album and gave us fire. Like, more, like, this shit was just like, okay, this is what Joe. That's why I'm telling you, LeBron James, The Prophecy, I was like throwing the powder in the air when I was hearing these songs. I was like, shit, this nigga's next.
Oh, okay. So I want to go through some of Joel's lines on this. MC, what'd you feel about More Than Music?
Well, the music was good. I don't think it ends up being, one of my more favorite Joel's moments. I think we've already passed my favorite Joel's moment on the album. Who Am I? I've actually, if I had to make a playlist called "Songs That I've Cried To," Who I Am is on.
Wow.
This is not hyperbole. I'm not that. Those verses are pretty. Those verses kind of hit you right here, especially if you're a Diplomats fan. They kind of hit you right here.
First verse. Hey, yo, I try to be easy. I try to be calm, breathe easy. It don't seem easy. I'm on my P's and Q's, Y's and Z's, 4 5s on the side of me. Yup. Plus 4 guys on the side of me. With what?
More Than Music was, it's funny. More Than Music is probably when I'm like, all right, Jewels is really one of them ones. But also it's like, I like, what was after More Than Music? It was,
was Beautiful Noise.
Beautiful Noise I really liked a lot too.
Let's talk about Beautiful Noise.
Beautiful Noise was just one of them records again. I think Heatmakers did that as well, right?
They did, but it was this was one of, we're coming into a moment in diplomatic community that annoys me to no end about this album. I think this album's a classic. It annoys, the samples are gone. This song had a sample, and it's gone. They had to replay it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
This was a sample that I don't believe was on one of the volumes, and I might be tripping. This song wasn't on one of the volumes, but it was on a mixtape from a really long time ago. I can't find it. I tried to find it for here, but let me
double check.
This was one where I think there was a sample that got taken off in the process of this album coming out, and we're gonna see this even more on disc 2. I want to know how much they had to pay for this album and how much they have to continue to pay for this album to stay up on streaming services, because the samples are very expansive and expensive.
Cam's verse on this shit was dope too, because this is when he starts shouting out all the other labels.
Yeah,
and I was just like, oh, okay, like that's what I'm saying. Like Cam knew what he was doing with this album, and it's very much like, yo, I'm trying to set my boys up. Mm-hmm. And he just carried fucking Jim Jones to the finish line here. It's like when Bron has fucking, I don't even know, he's carrying niggas.
I thought Jim was fine on this song.
It was all right. It wasn't terrible, but it was just like, all right.
Let me go back to his verse, man. Like Jim's verse was all right. You know what verse I felt like, or what song should have been on here? The Bigger Picture.
That would have been absolutely crazy. But then they ended up saving that for Diplomatic Community Volume 2. But I guess in a much different time, especially in 2023, I'd say it's so much easier to just talk about samples and the ease of clearing samples for hip hop, because in 2003, looking at Cam sampling Prince, you were just like, yeah, that's never touching anything at all time. Prince is never ever going to clear that. Coming to America, clearing movies in 2003 for hip hop, probably not the easiest unless you're one of the huge bigger names. Obviously, Victory, probably one of the more storied movie sampled records.
I gotta call a foul on Josh here.
What happened?
I gotta call a foul on Jim Jones' verse here.
Tell me what you like.
Shit, my Uncle Ricky got a month of some change, and it feels like the garbage truck just dumping the pain all on my shoulders and warring my soldiers. The nights could get chilly, the morning is much colder. He was starting to kind of get into that pocket. He was not.
Cam might have wrote all that.
If there's one thing I will say, I don't feel like Cam has ever written a Jim Jones verse in his fucking life.
I don't know, man.
You could tell that nigga do not rap nothing like Jim Jones, and vice versa. No fucking way. Jim Jones was nice on this shit, man. They got locked up for carrying boy, doing time underground up in Marion Boy. Shit, I respect you. You do your time like God and come home like that Marion Boy. Holla. Come on, man.
That's some fire. I just, Jim's best verse on here, I would still stand by being the talking. I really mean it.
Oh, God, here we go.
More memorable.
After this, we get the Hate Mob remix. I don't like it.
Terrible.
It's a skip.
Toya.
It's a skip for
Whatever
me.
happened to her?
Oh, come on. We don't have to uppercut Toya like that.
Like it.
It's a skip.
Honestly, when I'm around.
I'm going to keep it real with y'all, man. This album ends, for me, after Beautiful Noise.
It ends?
It ends.
Wow. Really?
Wait a minute. Wait.
That's a crazy hot take. There's some records after Beautiful Noise.
Ends, bro.
You don't listen to Dipset Anthem?
Yeah, we just skipped. We did.
Okay, we did skip that. I'm sorry. Fuck. Pardon me. Dipset Anthem, one of the greatest music videos of all time.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
How they had them on the stairs and everybody was doing the dip lean.
Well, one thing I'll say about Dipset Anthem too, that I think is just lost in just the record books. That's the first time we hear the phrase Pyrex Vision.
Yeah, it is. That's Jewel. Did Jewel's get 700% from that from Virgil?
I don't think so. Virgil said he got it from Clips. Pusha T.
Cap. There's no fucking
very
way.
much. But shout out to Virgil for lacing Jewels for the verses. He gave him like the Louis.
Oh yeah, he did.
And then shit.
Yeah,
I think he paid respect in some aspect.
And you got to. But with Dipset Anthem, here comes the line that I do feel like, Josh, you can't say this did not shake the tree. One time for Cam for taking over the rock.
I mean,
Josh, don't be Senator Pease here.
And on top of the fact that Jay-Z had the line years prior about where the skinny niggas die, Joel said, "Nah, fuck all that shit. It's skinny when the skinny niggas ride."
I mean, it might have been a little.
When they drive,
that might have been a little.
They was already feeling that animosity from the old boy stuff. I do believe, I truly do believe Joel's has some bars for Jay on Dipset Anthem.
Maybe, I wouldn't put it past him.
Because I know Jay's ears perked up when he said, when he said 2 time for Cam for taking over the rock.
Ears?
I know his ears perked up, and he called Dave and said, "What the fuck are they talking about?" Not to mention the song was a hit. Like,
hey, if it didn't perk up then, it did months later when he heard flutes. What?
Bring the opera, man. Joel's was dissing Jay.
Joel's had a monkey on his back for sure. He was like, all right.
But Dipset Anthem, man, one of the greatest club songs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much that we could add to this that you don't already know. Like another Cameron showcase moment here. Like Joel's, as hard as Joel's tried, bro. It took everything. I think Joel's dropped 45 on this. Cam went and dropped 55 right after him, bro. There was nothing he could do about it, yo.
And Cam just walking in like, all right, guys, I'm here. All right, watch this. I'm on the west side of Chicago. Joel's like, fuck, god damn it,
on the west side of Chicago, looking for a bus down so I can throw my 12 arms up. Touchdown.
Yeah,
man.
Cam really showed his ass on that.
Come on, man. One of Cam's best verses also here too, absolutely, man. So we get after Dipset Anthem. Hey Mom Remix, we already talked about that because I looked over Dipset Anthem. Hell Rail Interlude. It's for them niggas that's locked down.
Shit was hard. Hell Rail
I'm about to say, you better not say you didn't like it. I will react.
Hell Rail got off. Hell Rail was another one that they like introduced because he had the Hell Rail Interlude. Then he had the song after where he's like before he went to jail.
Yeah.
Like they were trying to introduce him the right way. He was like the grimy, the yayo of the group.
The Styles P. Remember they had the battle between who's the hardest out a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, none of y'all should be the hardest niggas out right now in front of a bunch of niggas.
That's funny.
What's wrong with y'all?
Come on, pause.
Hell Rail, that was cool. Then you have Gangsta.
Damn, I'm the only one that knows Hell Rail freestyle. I might be one of the few people in the world that know Hell Rail freestyle probably word for word.
You probably
Maybe.
are.
I like the second freestyle better.
That's scary.
The second freestyle.
Oh, and he's like, hey, hold on, ma, hold on, I gotta spit this crack right quick.
Yeah.
When he tapped her on the fucking.
Is there women in prison? Or are you talking to a dude?
I don't know what he was on.
He's talking to one of the CEOs probably.
So we didn't get to Gangsta. You said you like this song.
Gangsta, I love. Gangsta's one of honestly, I feel like that's one of Cam's best verses on there. Like he really got off.
I hate the beat on this, man. That's why I skip it.
And also, and this is also when we start talking about Osama bin Laden. Jewels.
Oh yeah.
Jewels has the hottest thing out since Osama bin Laden.
These niggas looked at 9/11 like it was a game. Like this niggas did not take 9/11 seriously whatsoever.
And he mentions, that's when he mentions the coke prices being up because of 9/11. Cam has a really good line on there. He's like, I ain't mad. Wait, that was Jewels. I break bread with billionaires. They think flipping pies is petty. And I'm like, yeah, Cam, it is.
It is petty. Yeah, it is pretty.
Yeah,
petty.
Cam, like that's the thing. Like that's another song that showed that Cam was just a really good rapper.
Yeah,
and that this was like the merging of really good rapper and swag, and he was just like it was like a battle between the two throughout this album. Yeah. Swag ultimately won.
but I also feel like it was kind of like a competition thing too. We mentioned Jewel's going against Jay. I feel like Cam had a lot to prove too. He was just like, I'm not only like rapping, but I'm making my own Rockefeller here with these two, and I'm putting it all on them. Cam would tell me to do this, but pause, putting it on them. I really mean it. Starts off the second disc. The second disc is the mixtape side.
Also, well, before we get to that too, on Gangsta, Cam does that. Took a couple of bars off.
Yeah,
let the beat live. Then he does it again. I really mean
it.
It's like that nigga it's just like he had great rap style.
He did.
And like it's just like shit like that, like you can't teach.
Because he does it a third time on one of the volumes too. I think it was one of the Duke the Gods. He does it again.
Yeah, see that's just a good rap style. Though.
He loves doing that shit.
Maybe he's just lazy, can't finish his verse. I don't know.
Well, here's my thing, we haven't really touched on the fact that like a lot of people did not like Cameron at the time. It was not cool like it is today.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Cameron back in the day.
Yeah. It was
the Pink, nobody like that. The rap style, one of the most annoying things that I will ever hear, and I'm glad that you don't feel this way, Josh. Obviously, I know MC doesn't feel this way. The Louie, Tooie, Dooie, Doo. Like, people think that that's what he was saying. Cameron is speaking in code.
Well,
a lot of times.
And that's my thing with that, too. Like, that's when I think the swag overtook the rap style.
Yeah.
It's when he started doing shit like that. It was like, yo, like, I'm really just swagging on y'all niggas.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it, then you just not fly enough.
Yeah. I liken it to, like, Ghostface. Ghostface is talking in code. Like, he's saying shit.
Yeah.
Like, we might not know what it is, but if you piece it together, you could. Cam is probably a little bit less technical than Ghostface is in terms of just like slang and his own style and stuff like that.
I wouldn't even say it's less technical. I just feel like people dick ride Wu-Tang so much they accept it. They accept it from someone like fucking Ghostface, but then when Cam does it, they're like, oh.
Because I never understood it, Josh. There was somebody that used to say, I used to work at GameStop. He used to be like, what you listening to? Purple F-bombs?
Oh,
and I said,
funny.
I was like,
terrible,
brother.
I was like, wow, like
that's
God
terrible.
Damn.
That's not
I'm
even
like,
for clever.
Cam probably like fucks more chicks than you do. Like, what do you say? Like,
Probably.
I
You work at GameStop. Of course he does. The fuck?
But that's why it was so. That's why it was so important to have the fan bases that he does. I feel like Cam does not get enough credit for being one of the first like pioneers of having like a huge internet fan base. And at first he wasn't even like the person to overly cater to them. But, you know, the people that were on umad.net forums and other forums, rap forums, actually being able to talk about his lyrical ability and be able to talk about the stories that he has while also having the funny stuff, like doing Jesus Camp gifs of him, of the kids holding up the Killer Season album and doing funny meme shit like that. You look at a lot of it going on right now. It's damn near every day, every hour.
Well,
he was the first viral rapper. He was the first viral rapper.
I'm gonna let you know who was the person that was kind of spearheading that at the time. Yams and Karen Civil.
True.
They were running a lot of the street team online shit for Cam at that time, and I know Karen Civil was like actually running it, quote unquote, and Yams was like an intern who was just there.
And again, first viral rapper, Cameron. You can't take it away from him. Like, there was a gif of Scrooge McDuck slapping Nas's kufi off his fucking head.
Yeah.
Like
honestly, it's
who
funny.
made that?
I don't know if that was like the fans or him, but
Yams, like, who?
If it was Yams, oh my God, it'd be hilarious.
But definitely the first viral rapper, even just the pink photo.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you know, he's getting sued for that photo currently.
Yeah, because
the photographer.
Because the photographer saying he didn't get any money for the merch that he made off of it. But I really mean it was the Nas diss on the album. All of it is the Nas diss, pretty much.
Yeah.
Fan man, you Terry Cloth. That mean you very soft. Gravy Mercedes, add the cranberry sauce. Nobody understood this line. Nobody understood this.
Yeah, I feel like it's obvious, but
it's super obvious. People was like, "What is he talking about?" I'm like, "Bro, you don't understand. He's talking about shooting up his car."
I don't know. Like, it's funny when I see these people who are like Dipset haters, I'm just like, you're just not
listening.
Yeah, you're not listening, but also you're not like a rap fan. If you need it just force fed to you.
Then you get Jimmy's line, another F-bomb, but Jimmy points out that him and Nas have the same last name, and he says, "Not mine. That's not my last name. That's your last name." So there you go. After that, you get another. You didn't like the voicemail skits? The second disc has.
I love when says, but back to I really mean it real quick. Jim says, "Ghetto Sadiddy bitches, we need them.
We need you. I want you." He says, "I need you.
I need you. I want you." The Ghetto Sadiddy.
I love that. I feel the same way, Jim.
Oh, see if you're bout it, because we is.
Then he
pop something, roll something. What was with the pop something, roll something at that point in time?
What you think it mean?
Pop a pill, roll something. Also,
Jim for sure seemed like he was on ecstasy a lot.
Yeah, I mean that was just that was a drug of choice at the moment.
Exactly, he was definitely on ecstasy.
Funny, I just got some Molly the other day. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but
yeah, you're gonna use it.
I mean, I don't know yet. I don't know when or what, but I just was like, give me some Molly. Why not?
What? MC's face is crazy.
It's a good Molly.
What? May I ask where you got it from? No, actually, no, don't tell me.
No,
that's a real cop answer. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. I'll walk myself out.
Yeah,
but the voicemail skits.
Yeah,
they're better.
Okay,
they're better.
I'm trying to find where the fuck you at, you fucking dog.
Come on, man. You know what? Because I compare these skits to Mizzle on Purple Haze.
Yeah,
and it's so much better.
Okay, so you like the Mizzle skits?
Mizzle skits are funny.
Okay. So it's just Freaky Zeke. It's not the actual skit content. Because I mean, this woman on this phone eventually has Cam so shook that he says, "Come on, man." He's like, she said she's gonna show up at his video shoot. And he's just like, "Come on, man."
I'll call every single singer in the city. I'll call every single photographer in the city.
That was probably real.
That for
honestly.
real.
Because Cam be still having stories like that on his Instagram. Like, did you see the story he posted recently about Stanley from Friday?
No.
Stanley from Friday's wife. Like, Cam has this whole story he posted on his Instagram where he didn't fuck her. He said he just got head from her.
What?
And watched her give someone else head. And then since then, she's been stalking him, like coming to his
like
LA
his neighbor?
house. No, like his neighbor, but yeah, very similar. But he was talking. He's like, "Yo, she's Stanley from Friday's wife."
Does she look good?
He didn't post a photo of her. He just posted like.
So we got to look it up.
Yeah, I gotta look it up. But he has this whole story.
This
like,
nigga's crazy.
Cam lives a wild life. Very much the life I would live if I was rich. Yeah, he's doing wild shit, having affairs.
So after this, we have My Love with Freeway. I think this is like the very rare Rockefeller representative on this album.
Which makes me, come on, man. Like, they was still, it was a family.
Could have had a lot
of family
more.
curls, squirrels, or whatever they call it.
Councilman P's right here.
We fight sometimes, but we family.
I never thought that Cam wasn't cool with State Property. And let's be clear, State Property was very much a separate entity from main Rockefeller.
And when you hear when you hear Just and Guru talk about like how they used to record, even hip hop, I had a good interview. He's like, yo, basically Dipset would record early in the day.
Yeah.
And when Dipset would come in like 9 a.m. And when they would come in, State Property would be asleep on the couch from like the earlier sessions. And like that's how they all used to kind of like work together.
They intertwine between.
Cam and them would get the slot where no one would want to go. Like no one would want to wake up early. Yeah. And Cam and Dipset would come to the studio mad early to work.
So, I wish that they could just get all this footage and we could get the Rockefeller documentary.
It's just no footage. I gotta just straight talk about it and use the DVD footage, I guess.
This was a great song. This is clearly Jewel's like radio play. This second disc is pretty much all like Jewel's again. Kind of a showcase for him. I don't skip it, but I can see what people could skip it. It's very much kind of just like a routine radio record for that time.
Well, it's definitely one of the ones that get affected by the sample by Samplegate.
Yep.
So we lose the original sample.
Bro, the next two songs, the next song does also.
And we also lose the original verse. Thank God somebody got into Jewel's ear and said, "Hey, you want to talk about Muhammad Ali instead of Muhammad Atta?" And thank God he did, because I just don't know how Jewel got away with a lot of this.
Man,
he said, "I worship the great prophet, the great Muhammad, Omo Atta, for the courage of driving the planes. Reminds me when I was dealing the cane."
Well, when Def Jam got a hold of it on his album, For Me to You, they cut all them references of Muhammad Atta. They literally muted his verse on Okay. A young, no plane lessons, cocaine lessons, no plane.
It's not funny, but
yo, he was wildin', bro. He had a mixtape where it's him in front of the towers with a plane going into it.
And K-Slay is like, "Nigga, what the fuck are we doing?"
So the next one is I Love You. I'm not a fan of this because this is yet another song on the album that gets caught up with the sample stuff. And it
that's what I'm talking about. I Love You.
It doesn't sound good at all. And then we get
a good Canvas though.
And then we get the Purple Haze.
Classic.
Classic. You are my Grace.
Yeah.
Come on,
Tito cracked that Dutch.
But he said Cam gives you some very good advice on this about, rolling your own Dutches because you don't know if somebody could slide you some dust.
Yeah, Cam, this is another one of those Cam lyrical exercises. Love this song. And this was just like, okay, like get me ready for the album.
Yeah. I mean, this was the first Purple Haze thing he did. First reference that he did here.
He said he would take a trip with a dip bitch just to bank and stunt from Serena Williams down to Ivanka Trump.
I think on this song too, he also shouts out Ohio a couple times on here.
Ohio, just shout out Ohio, Chicago are his top two. Yeah. Over this whole year.
Also shouts out Montana randomly. Yeah, he says like Jewel Santana, Montana or some shit. I'm like, okay.
How did you guys feel about the first?
Yeah, when that little gleam goes off, you're just like, damn, it's a sunny day out here, boy.
This might be one of the joints I'll skip, honestly.
You skipped
You don't skip the first. But the first is kind of long. I don't. I'm shooting Josh Bale right now for skipping the first. I'm personally not skipping the first. I love the first.
Hey yo, go get that yayo. Killer.
Yeah.
Peso, Peso.
Oh no. I'm thinking of something else.
Oh, I'm about to say.
I'm thinking of something else.
It's got to be the DJ Enough freestyle because that shit. I'm advocating for that to get the big skip. Fuck that song.
I actually really like Joel's verse on the first.
Joel's verse is great. I think that's the first verse where he actually gets Cam, but that's because Cam doesn't actually spit like a real 16 on this song. Like he's just literally just playing around on the song. But Stone Cold Hustle Ain't No Fucking Denying Me is one of the best lines.
It also has a really good Jim Jones outro. Talking that shit on here. Yeah. This is another one. And on here he shouts out Rockefeller.
Yeah. Well, okay. Listen, these songs are out of order of when they recorded it, bro. Right. They're out of order when they recorded it. I still say Joel's had animosity and Cam was building animosity.
Yeah, the first I actually don't skip because Cam gets off on that second verse.
He does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Joel Santana the Great, big skip. I think the second. We're Santana the Great.
I fuck with Santana the Great.
No.
You don't like Santana? Well, I remember the K-Slate intro of it when on the volume. So like, my little nigga will kill all you niggas. We'll kill all your up and coming rappers out there. K-Slate was going insane when Santana the Great. Okay, that's what I remember.
I do like Bandana's Face, Blame Hammers and Skate. That's cool because of the alliteration. Because the alliteration is cool. It's the beat, man. Like,
how you not like that beat?
I can't get with it, bro. The beat's annoying. Yeah. Not all of the beats on this album are winners, bro. Not all of them are winners.
Very dated beats on here.
Yeah, it's some duds. That was a dud.
DJ Enough Freestyle being one of them, you have said.
Yes, and then I hate to say this, I will never listen to the album version of What's Really Good.
Yeah, I listen to it.
Yeah, that's an auto skip.
It's like,
you gotta listen to the vault with the Coming to America drum.
Yeah,
the Coming to America. I understand.
How couldn't they clear that?
That's a good question. Rockefeller was probably like, "Yo, y'all already blew your budget, your sample budget on all these Heatmaker beats."
I really mean it had to be the one that put them over budget. Like, how does that work, though?
I think it was Built This City.
Oh yeah, the Jefferson Starship song definitely.
Nah, I mean, with sample clearances, it's funny. Like sometimes you have a sample clearance budget, and then sometimes it's just like some people don't want to clear it. Like I could see Coming to America being like, "We're not clearing it."
Yeah.
Who would that go through though? Like you're not knocking on Eddie Murphy's door and being like, "Hey, can you help?"
But movies are different. Yeah, it had to probably be the composer. But also it's like finding whoever this like it's
who owns it.
Yeah, it's like, like that's a harder process.
Because they have people that are like they're tasked with finding the people who can clear this. I used to work with the sample clearance guy at UMG. That's how I would find out who be on whose album when it was about to come out, because he would be working on it and be like, "Oh, I'm trying to find this person and so they can clear their verse, or this person so they can clear the sample." I remember they were doing Scorpion. They were I think the last song they were trying to clear was Talk Up, and they couldn't find DJ Paul. He was like, "I can't find this nigga."
Oh, that's
and if I can't clear this by 8:00, the album's not coming out today. And I remember being like, "Yo, that's pretty fucking stressful." It was like, "Yo, this nigga's literally not answering his phone."
Yeah, sometimes these niggas just don't answer for random numbers. It's this one Japanese band that everybody samples all the time that never clears shit, are super expensive. It always happens. I forgot the name of their band, but shit never happens.
But what's really good, I think the biggest casualty of Samplegate, but I'm Ready was on the Paid in Full soundtrack, and they put this on here the third time or fourth time you're hearing this song. This song had already been out a year ago.
Great fucking song.
Great song, but old as hell by the time it's on Diplomatic Community. Then you have About It Part 3. It had a video.
Yep, that was also on one of the mixtapes too.
That was on Dream Team also.
Damn, that was free time. Yes, that was on the mixtape Dream. Yeah, damn, that's crazy.
This is when we're starting to get like, I'm like, this album's getting long in the tooth, buddy. Yeah. Like it's literally like, we need to wrap this up. Cool that they had Master P on here though.
Yeah, no, super dope. And just like remixing About It is just dope to me.
And then we had Built This City, a 7-minute song. Everyone had like 48 bars.
I remember Built This City. I love that song so much. That was like one of my ringtones for one of my sidekicks, the chirp.
Oh wow.
Like my I-95.
This thing had the sidekick and the chirp.
No, I was a cell phone fool.
You remember when they had this song Nextel Chirp?
What song was that?
Don't hit me on my neck.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I remember I like worked my way up because I had the I-50. That was like the entryway Boost mobile phone.
Yeah.
Then somehow I got like an I-95.
Yo, how?
I was just hustling.
These songs was like already nice. These phones like $600, $700 at the time.
I was hustling, bro.
That's
like
crazy.
I remember like I don't know how I got the I-95, but I remember when I got that shit, I was so happy.
But who was chirping you though?
Oh, like that. That was like the 5th to 6th grade era for me. Like 7th and 8th. Like I had just hoes.
Can you remember the like hoes? You remember when niggas because like chirp was like a short range like radio or walkie talkie.
No, it was a walkie talkie. I remember chirping like friends and like just like chirp was how we talked.
I wanted it because of Kanye, Luda, and
oh yeah, where you at? Yeah, when that shit came out, I was like, nigga, I gotta have one of these. Like I remember that's when they started to get into the 3-number ones, like I-750 or some shit.
And it was black, and they had like the sleek case.
Yeah,
and the texting was shit on those things.
I remember they had a Roxy I-95.
Yes.
Remember that? I had that too.
Why did she have one?
Not Roxy, the clothing line had one. Remember Roxy, the surf line? You remember that?
No.
Roxy was like a surf line. It was like the sister line to
Ruka?
Billabong or some shit.
Billabong.
Hold on, let me find it. But Roxy.
One brief note as Josh looks that up. I'm ready. Also making the Songs I've Cried To playlist.
Yeah, I wanted to come out.
You cried to I'm Ready?
Fun fact about
Joel's verse doesn't fill you with adrenaline and just make you want to run through a wall. They try to box me in the corner for the longest.
Fun fact about I'm Ready, and I really mean it. I tried to fight to get to come out to that song at my wedding last year.
This guy. I'm ready to get married.
And I was trying to come out to I'm Ready. And I played it for my wife, and my wife said, absolutely the fuck not. You're not playing this coming out to the wedding. And I said,
she didn't cry when she heard that beat drop.
No. I'm actually telling her to listen to this so she can understand how deeply affected I was about Cameron and the Diplomats when I was younger.
Joel's verse
that was
is
like
tear-inducing.
Like I tried to come out to I'm Ready, and I was like, I want to come out to I'm Ready, and I want all my groomsmen to like
cry.
You know what I'm saying? We all come, you know what I mean? Like it was gonna be a whole thing. And she was like, "You're trying to make this a way bigger thing. You're trying to make your entrance a way bigger deal than my entrance." And I said, "I feel as though
battle of the entrances.
We need to have equal entrances in order to make this happen. I wanted. That's a fun fact about me. I wanted to come out to I'm Ready, or I really mean it at my wedding." She said, "No."
Okay. Damn.
So,
got denied.
Blame her. And then at the end, we have Let's Get It On, which was like a teaser to a song that we wouldn't get for another 5 months.
Yeah, what album did that come out?
It's on From Me to You.
From Me to You?
It's on From Me to You at the end.
It's at the end. It's at the very end of From Me to You too. Let's get it on, nigga. Like it's at the very end of that shit.
That's so random.
And it's only a minute, and then the album ends. A very strange. I feel as though for an album that starts like here, it ends very like I don't know, whimper.
I just feel like that album was just like the intro to Jewels.
Yeah.
And it served its purpose. It set Jewels up properly
for
to drop
success.
A kind of mid album.
I mean, and after that, Jewels would. The thing about Jewels is that he actually got like a second chance after that album because What the Games Are Missing.
That's my favorite Jewels album.
Yeah, it went
I had that
crazy.
poster in my room.
It's a great album.
Yeah,
honestly, like legitimately great album. And then he doesn't drop another album ever again, huh?
Damn.
Nope. What's the Game Been Missing actually had a very good advance that had me hyped like holy shit. When they were still like leaking advances and bootlegs and shit like that. That was a very good advance. He was supposed to drop Best of Both Hoods with Jeezy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said. The Jeezy record on the Jeezy Wayne record on
Make It Work For You.
Man, that is a fucking record.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to that like in the car.
That's the one where Jesus starts. So I was like, Soul 5 drop 10 or something like that. He did some number shit. And I was like,
Bacon Scissors Ready to I'm going with the other two. Yeah, he got off on that.
This was peak Jeezy too. Again, Jewel's boxing with peak Wayne and peak Jeezy. Like, come on, there wasn't a lot of niggas doing that. You know,
and even Wayne was like, what are these niggas doing up there? Harlem. Hold on, let me take a little
exactly. But
we'll take a little quick trip up top.
Diplomatic Community. I gotta ask before we get out of here. Is this the greatest double album of all time?
Well, no, because that's
no.
Fucking what's
Life
the
After Death.
Yeah, Life After
Life
Death.
After Death.
Honestly, Life After Death, fucking All Eyes on Me. It's a lot of great fucking double albums.
I'm sure there are people that would say Speaker Box or Below.
No.
Yeah. I mean, what don't you like about Speaker Box, Love Below? Which one? You don't like Love Below?
I think
I hope it's not Speaker
Below,
Box. Speaker Box is very
really
strong.
good.
I think Love Below to me is. I don't think it aged well.
I like Love Below, but I think it aged well because it's very much what these niggas is doing now, singing and rapping. And but my thing is like I don't consider that technically a rap album to me.
Yeah,
I kind of give it that like.
Didn't that win Album of the Year?
Yeah,
that's still crazy to me.
The last rap album to win Grammy.
I'm not mad at that because it was that good at the time. I remember I had the leak of that.
Yeah,
like I was that shit impacted how it's supposed
let's
to.
talk about that later this year.
Yeah,
let's talk about Speaker Box Love Below.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
I think at this point, Diplomats, their legacy to me. You mentioned Wu-Tang earlier. I said they're my Wu-Tang.
Oh, absolutely.
They're my Wu-Tang.
Which makes sense because that was around our time. Like the way people that grew up in the 90s like revere Wu-Tang is how we should look at Dipset.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there have been no set of trendsetters that have been more influential to the game, more influential to people that are still in music today. I mean, Lil Durk, Future, all these people have been influenced by Dipset, and this is really, I would say, to a lot of people where it started. That's why I wanted to talk about kind of before the Black community, because like for a lot of people it started there, but you kind of saw it coming up. You know what I'm saying? From 2001.
Dipset's the reason why we can wear pink comfortably.
Exactly.
Like you have pink shoelaces in now.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Dipset, that would not be happening.
Cameron, he took the bullets, you know what I'm saying, so that we could fly, and salute to him for that. Salute to Jewels for being him. I wanted to get into like a conversation of where Jewels is or how, you know, what happened to him after, but it's too depressing for this. I want to keep keep it here from where he was at his peak.
Yeah, no, I mean honestly, like we kind of touched on it. Like Jewels went on to link up with Cash Money and Lil Wayne and kind of do that thing, and like it's sad that he didn't drop another album. I never thought about that.
Yeah, he never dropped another album.
But that's just kind of the way the game goes sometimes. I look at, you know, a lot of these and I hate to even call them sidekicks, but you know, Lloyd Banks is very much in that box. You know, like he's had a better output just given his mixtape run and all that stuff, but also one that was kind of like a dream deferred almost. Yeah,
it was. And I mean, you don't see many like second in commands or right hand mans like kind of make it out like that. Like Jim ended up taking overtaking Jewels' spot, but you had like the Gunnas, you had who's more recent.
You could even say honestly Drake is a Jewels to Wayne. And he's probably the best example of that.
Yeah, he was. You wouldn't even remember today that he was Wayne's like sidekick.
He was sidekick. Wayne was introducing him. He was like the quote unquote pretty boy. Like, and now look at him.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's crazy. So Diplomatic Community, a classic on ThrowBLKs. We don't know what we're gonna do next.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk.
Let us know what y'all want to hear. I think, you know, we spoke about Speaker Box Love Below. That's another like 03, 04 album.
Yeah.
Like we gotta get out of this
era. Legendary year though.
Yeah, we gotta get out of this era though. Like we gotta maybe we do something from like the early 90s.
That would be crazy.
Maybe we do something from the I don't know. 80s.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking De La Soul.
That's one we could do. Like I'm not mad at that.
Because I want to talk about the difference between where rap was with gangster rap and how there were people rebelling against it.
Oh yeah, that's actually a really good topic.
That's a crazy topic because like I think you mentioned it. I don't know if you mentioned it on the show or somewhere else. Like rap is kind of getting to that terminal moment where it's kind of overdoing it at this point.
Oh yeah,
with the violence and all this shit. And I feel like, you know, that would be a good contrast to be like, yo, this has happened before, but what's gonna be the light, you know, that kind of breaks it up. So
no, that's an interesting thing to think about. I'm even thinking about just rap right now, and like even like some of the, I hate to even call them softer rappers, but like I'll listen to the K Tronada Amine album, and I'm like there's a lot of tough talk on it.
It's a lot of beating niggas
tough talk in like just sex. Like damn, nigga, all right, I'm horny too, but damn, nigga. But
ain't no we're calm in that. You know what I'm saying?
Like we could just I don't know. It's funny. Rap is in a very funny place right now. I'm so curious to see where it goes next.
Yeah. But we'll talk amongst ourselves, and you guys let us know in our Patreon and in our comments on YouTube and on Twitter. Follow me at OGJohnny5, Josh at JoshNPeas, and Mark at My Man MCs, 2 N's by the way. And we'll talk to you guys pretty soon on the next episode of Blackprint Radio. Of course, you cannot forget we are on AMP Radio every single Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for Blackprint Radio, where we play the best music and we talk to the most awesome guests in the world. And we'll see you guys next month with another episode of ThrowBLKs. Don't know where we'll be or what we'll be talking about, but just know it's going to be classic. Yes, so until then, throw it up like a dirt bike. See y'all later on ThrowBLKs. Peace.